We're pretty much going to cover this thing in barge, which is fine. And then you can go ahead and apply them on the edges. So you got the flap, then go ahead and apply barge, your contact cement, to the outside of flap. And once it's like dried up and tacky, then you go ahead and put it together. Go ahead and fold it in. There you go. You got your tetrahedron. I'm wearing my respirator, as you can tell. I'm talking funny. And we go ahead and get a bit of bondo. We're only going to be taking away using like little small portions of this bondo. Get a little bit. You don't need a whole lot. Sometimes it comes out watery like that, which is fine. And just use a little bit. You don't need a whole lot. And you're gonna like want like a red or a kind of a pink. And you're gonna have to work fast because this stuff does dry quick. Now, just be aware of these edges. We want to make sure to cover those up really well. So there you go. As I said, it hardens relatively quick. So I'm going to go ahead and let it set. It's a little sticky, but let's see. I'm not leaving any imprints. Look at this ugly piece of poop. But it's okay. We are going to polish this piece of poop and it will be magnificent. So yeah, so you go ahead and start sanding it up until you're satisfied. I'm not sure what it is about the bondo and what it does to cardboard, but after it sits, like I think it was like I had my tetrahedron sitting after they were just bondoed, and after like 3 days, 4 days, or 5 days, I started getting these weird dimples, like not like typical like what you would think is just like these kind of like indents in my tetrahedron. So when that happens, you can go ahead and coat them with bondo again. But it's just a fair warning. If you want battle damaged tetrahedrons, they look great. I'll make sure I get all the bondo. If you want to do these, do not need to be for this base coat. They don't need to be painted a certain way, so don't worry about it. You don't have to get too artsy. Just put a nice coat of black on there. We will be ready to rock and roll to the next step. So. Smear it on there. All right, guys, I'm going to quickly go over how to attach these. Now, if you are attaching these tetrahedrons to a flat surface, to flat foam, you can use hot glue, or you can go ahead and use your contact cement or barge, whatever you have on hand. Those will work. But when I attach my tetrahedrons, as you can see here, they are on a curved surface. Now, how I did this was I would hot glue in the center of my tetrahedron and quickly attach it, and then see like how like it won't sit flatly, obviously. So what I would do is I would get my triangle, like we'll take this one for example, and I would get 3M masking tape. This stuff is awesome. And I would go ahead and tape around my triangle like so, getting as close to the triangle edge as possible. And then I would just tape, have 3 pieces going all around and add more if I needed it. And then I would get my bondo and then start filling in under the raised edges up until when I closed it. And then I would paint it, and then once that was, so I would bondo under the edge, and then I would sand it and then paint it. And then once the paint was dried, I would take off the masking tape, and it shouldn't pull up any of your paint. It will pull up a little bit of bondo, so you might have to do some touch-up work with a small paintbrush. So just beware. I had to do that, and it takes a little bit of time, but it's definitely worth it. So, and then after that, I went ahead and secured all these tetrahedrons into my foam with screws. As you can see, little screw heads right there. And these are the screws that I use. They're just a Phillips head. Let's see, a flat Phillips head, and it's 1 inch in length. So nothing too fancy. They're zinc if you're curious. I got those at Lowe's. And yeah, as I said, just two screws in each, and they've been holding on pretty well. All right, guys, so that wraps up my tutorial. Now, if you're interested in my work, if you're interested in any of my cosplay and what I'm doing, you can follow me on my cosplay Instagram, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, so hopefully this video helps you out a lot, and hopefully I didn't bore you too much. So yeah, laters.